In the upcoming episode, Singles Inferno 5 officially stops being just a dating show and fully enters its detective thriller era. And honestly, after everything that's leaked, hinted at, and quietly exposed, it's getting harder and harder to tell what's real and what's intentional misdirection. At first, I completely ignored the rumors. Chinese netizens leaking spoilers. Alleged Netflix insiders DMing random viewers. Yeah, no, I've been online long enough to know how this usually ends. I scrolled, rolled my eyes, and moved on. But then episode 8 spoiler photos leaked. And suddenly, the math started matting a little too well. According to those leaked images, the next paradise dates are Heejin and Subin, Seungil and Minasu, Jooyoung and Hyunyi. And that's when I froze, because this lineup doesn't just make sense narratively. It matches what many of us predicted based on editing choices, screen time, and emotional buildup. That alone doesn't confirm anything, but it strongly suggests production is following a very deliberate storyline. But this is where things get wild. On another platform, someone suddenly claimed they have a family member working at Netflix, not just working there, but someone who has already watched the entire season. Normally, I would laugh and keep scrolling. But the problem is, this person didn't stay vague. They got specific, dangerously specific. Someone asked a simple question: who is actually in the bed scene from the trailer? And without hesitation, the answer was Minjai and Subin. That stopped people in their tracks, because that pairing came completely out of nowhere. No build-up, no obvious flirting, no heavy-handed editing clues. Naturally, people were confused and skeptical. But then this person explained the context, and the explanation was way too detailed to ignore. According to them, the women play the iconic Inferno game, the one where they snatch hats and tails from each other. Minjai wins first, followed by Heejin in second place and Jooyoung in third. After the game, Minjai has a private conversation with Heejin about choosing Subin for paradise. And here's the key detail: Heejin gives her the green light. Why? Because Minjai is hurt. Apparently, episode 8 is a girl's choice paradise, and both Minasu and Minjai choose Seungil. But when it comes down to the final decision, Seungil chooses Minasu. Ouch! So Minjai, feeling blindsided and emotionally played, makes a choice that's part curiosity, part self-preservation, and part emotional revenge. She chooses Subin instead. She even says she wants to see whether she still thinks about Seungil when she's with another man, and that Subin is actually closer to her usual type. According to the spoiler, that decision leads directly to the bed scene we've all been obsessing over. Now let's talk about the trailer, because if you pause it, and yes, people have paused it frame by frame, we repeatedly see Subin and Minjai in bed together. The show pushes that image again and again, almost like production wants viewers to argue about it. Is it petty? Absolutely. Is it relatable? Unfortunately, yes. Now personally, I'm still not fully convinced the man in that scene is Subin, but I'll save that analysis for another video. That said, this spoiler does line up with something important. In the official main trailer, Seungil has a soundbite where he talks about two people sleeping in the same bed, and he looks genuinely upset. Not playful jealousy, not teasing, real discomfort. And if that bed scene really involves Minjai with another man, his reaction suddenly makes a lot more sense. According to the same spoiler source, episode 8 also includes a double date involving Minasu and Seungil, alongside Subin, and it's supposedly pure chaos, miscommunication, unresolved tension, and unspoken jealousy, exactly the kind of emotional mess this show thrives on. At this point, it honestly feels like the producers are saying, "Oh, you want messy? We'll give you messy." Now let's talk endgame, because this is where the spoilers really split. According to one spoiler account, the final couples are Minasu and Seungil, Go-yoon and Sung-min, Heejin and Subin, Minjai and Seungil. Yes, that means Seungil is involved in multiple emotional arcs right up until the very end. This spoiler claims that Minasu and Seungil eventually go to paradise again, where she learns more about his background, that he works in high-level finance in New York, previously worked as a Google AI engineer, and comes from significant wealth. According to the spoiler, that information clearly deepens her interest, explaining why they become a final couple. If even half of this is true, Singles Inferno 5 is about to emotionally destroy all of us. With the paradise selections now revealed, one thing is clear: the direction of these relationships is sharpening fast, and the consequences of these choices won't stay buried for long. So now I want to know what you think. Do you believe the Netflix insider? Do you trust the Chinese netizens? Or are we all being expertly played by production? Drop your theories below, because at this point, we're watching episode 8 with full detective glasses on. And honestly, if even half of this is true, we're in for a wild ride.